Hi, everyone. It's me, Danielle. I'm just back on to give updates about this week. I still am experiencing different beings coming around trying to help me, adjust me so that I can hear and be clairaudient. And I still haven't gone to get my healing from Michael Shaman for my head trauma. I think that hopefully when we do that, maybe I will hear better. I've been wondering, because it seems like all the people who hire me, when I look at their team, there is tons of beings from different planets and dimensions, I would say, like higher vibrational dimensions. And I started wondering why nobody is ever hiring me who just has human guides. And I mean, I remember there was somebody last year who hired me, and I saw all human guides. Um, But then I just got another one. But it has been making me wonder about that. Like, are star seeds intuitively hiring me to draw their guides, um, as opposed to a different artist who might draw more of human guides? Um, because they're intuitive, they're using their intuition, or they feel a pull to reach out to me. Um, is that happening, or are other guide artists, maybe they are more able to tune into that certain third dimension, um, vibration, and I'm adjusting to higher ones, and so I could see the different ones. I don't know, but I did just get a new commission to do spirit guide art, and I did see mostly humans on this team, and then it makes me wonder, were these humans also ETs in past lives as well? And they're only showing me their human form because the person can accept that the best? I have so many questions because I know that beings can shift to look like the various different lives that they've had. Um, so I don't know. There's a lot of questions here. Um, I will talk a little bit about the meditation process. I only started meditating 4 years ago. So I'm not like somebody who had done it for, a really long time before I started seeing things. The first thing I started seeing was color and shapes and like stars, look like little dots of light. So I just assumed I was going straight to space or something. I have decided that I think that it was just energy, that I'm seeing light and dark energy, and the colors are like auras. Um, it's a light meditative state. It would be equivalent to probably the trance you go into while you're driving your car, not a deep meditative state. And I think with practice, anyone can do that. I think that we always are doing it anyway. Like, you know, if you're sitting at work or you're sitting in a classroom and you're kind of going like into a relaxed but not paying attention maybe to what's, the teacher's saying or what is going on at work, it's probably a meditative state, and we do it all the time when we drive. So it's not hard. The other thing is, since I'm not clairaudient, I ask questions, and it looks like the person is shaking their head like this or like this, but it's weirder looking than what I just did. It's like the energy is doing that, and I don't know that they are actually shaking their head. They might be trying to say yes to my mind, but since I don't hear it, I interpret it with seeing that movement. It's like way faster. So sometimes it's a little hard to actually pick up like whether it's a yes or no. So you might see me ask questions when I put my meditation in the video. And not look like I'm very sure about the answer. It's because I'm watching for the vibration to be like a yes or a no. They are not probably really shaking their head, although sometimes they do. I have definitely talked to animals, and they will do a slow nod. So that's pretty cool. The other thing I do is I will ask, since I'm pretty good at seeing color, and everybody is going to get information differently, but I can ask to see green for yes and red for no. So, and then I'll see the color as my answer. And sometimes I'm seeing them both. So I still have to use my pendulum, to clarify if I'm seeing both. Or maybe I'm not even asking the right question. Maybe that means rephrase. I'm getting yes and no. Why, how can something be yes and no? Well, there's a lot of ways it could be in the question. Now, with my practice of doing more and more spirit guide art, I'm learning to interpret energy better. And this is just coming with practice and experience. So if I've already felt what World War II energy feels like or looks like, when I see or feel it again, I recognize it. So with anything, I think with practice, we just get better and better. And I'm sharing this so that other people will know that this is all, all something that we can all learn and get better at. And, if anything I'm doing helps somebody else to be able to get their own answers and how I'm getting mine, if you're not clairaudient, some people are clairaudient. Now, the clairaudient people, I think, have to be a little bit careful because I don't know that a lot of times they know who's talking to them. I mean, the same with me. Like I have to, since I know that everyone can, their energy, if I'm talking to a spirit, it's something that's in energy, it can shift. So, what does it look like when it's being deceptive, and what does it look like when it's not being deceptive? Well, when it's being deceptive, it has a hard time holding the shape. And I've seen it before. And I know that I was questioning it the whole time, going, who are you really? Whereas if it was somebody who was a man, and then he may have been many other things at other times, he can shift between his actual different forms, and it doesn't look like it's vibrating and they can't hold it. So there is a difference, that you can discern between. And of course, there's always feeling. So if something feels, and now this gets a little tricky too, because there are beings that are of the light, which everybody always is like, only deal with the light, only deal with the light. Well, there are beings that are of dark energy, and there are beings of earth energy, and being of that energy or made of that energy does not necessarily mean they're out to hurt you or are, doing something that is not good for you. So you have to ask yourself, well, what are they doing to me? Is it good or bad? And discern, I always say discern. Anyway, I did new spirit guide art. It's a human this time, and I'm excited to share the artwork because I don't get very many human guides. Although I do get like Pleiadian that look human and different beings that are, off-planet beings that are humanoids or whatever. But so anyways, I have the meditation. I'll share that now. I'll timestamp it at the bottom, and thanks for everyone who told me what it was called, timestamp, and now I know how to do it. So if you want to skip the boring meditation part, feel free and get to the art. And if you want to possibly watch the meditation and see how I get information, just know that anything, I do still, I still am scribbling on the side all my notes while I'm talking. I do try to cut out long periods of me just watching something. I cut a lot, I splice a lot into the meditation. And, and I'm including it because I don't know what part might help somebody else, to learn. So I'll put the meditation right here. Other guides want to come forward. I am seeing a man with a beard. I'm trying to see the color. It's like a white mustache and white beard. The color is purpley blue. Are you a relative? I also see him with a dark mustache, maybe when he's younger. Are you a relative from this life? That look like a no. Younger, he looks like a time period. I want to say the 40s. Are you from the 1940s? Are you my client's main guide? Are you an aspect of her? That felt like a no. Are you a loved one? That felt like a yes. Who was she to you? Can you show me? She like a wife? What else do you want to show me? Are you showing me that you were growing older and changing? You guys were together. What was your life like? Is it Europe? I'm seeing buildings. Maybe somebody else. I'm getting like a green energy starting to come in. So I'm still seeing the purple, but there's like an overlay of possibly somebody else, like longer dark hair. What are you showing me? Longer beard. Are you still the same person? Or a different guide? Same guide? You grew your hair, your beard out. Color does change. There does look like a fuchsia coming in. Did you guys have a son? Is that what she looked like? Is there a female guide? Are you another guide? Are you a client in another life? Are you relative? Yeah, relative. Female. I'm trying to see her face and her hair. She doesn't look too old. Are you a relative from this life? Your hair is a bit longer, curly, pretty face. I mean, you look like you're in your late 20s. Were you in your 20s when you passed? Is that a no? Her energy was fuchsia, like pinks. Were you, wait, were you a relative? Was that the second guide? Green for yes. Yeah. So the second guide is a woman, kind of longer, curly hair, pretty. She's fair. She looks about 20, 28, 30 years old. I want to say her hair was like light brown, blondie brown. How would, so the first main guide, the man, how will she feel when you're the one around? In the head. And the second one with the fuchsia, the woman, light brown hair, long, wavy. And how would she feel when you're the one that's around? The chest. Okay, is there a third guide that wants to come forward? I am seeing a person with hair that's like to here. I'm trying to see it a little better. I think the aura is bluer. Looks human to me. Are you a human? Human. Male? Female? Okay. Hair about to here. Curly. I'm trying to see you better. Did you know my client in this life? So you lived in this life? Are you a relative? What color's your hair? Is it dark? How are you related? How would she feel when you're around? Oh, down the spine. Is there anything you want her to know? Seeing her as like younger, I think younger. Is it younger in the 50s? Like a teenager or young lady in the 50s? And are you family? Green for yes, red for no. Green, yes. Is there anything else that you want her to know? How about any spirit animals that want to come forward? The butterfly. I'm seeing a butterfly. Are you a spirit animal on our team? Are you a fairy? Color is blue again. Is this still the third guide? No. This guide would be when you feel like in the gut. Yes, good. Is there anyone else that wants to come forward on my client's team? Are there ETs there? Are you part of her team? I'm not seeing you too good though. Are there other animals? Am I seeing an ET there? Are you part of her team? Yes. I can't see what you too well. I see the round head and the big eyes, but I don't see the color. I see a green aura. How tall are you? Is there any more animals that want to come forward? Is it an owl? Brown owl. Okay, so from my notes, I do write down colors and all that. I do the sketches right after because it's fresh in my mind. Now, when I said that the man had a mustache, it was like a big one that was from a time period. When he was showing that he was older as well, I was getting that, he lived a nice long life, but his beard was like wispy. It wasn't like a big full beard. And his hair was just a little bit longer, like flipping up with a little wave in it. And he was real smiling, like a twinkle in his eye, like very friendly feeling. And I don't know, you just really liked him. Like the way you would feel if you were to meet Santa Claus. Like that's how cool he was. I saw that they had a son and that his energy was sort of overlaid or connected with his, and the sun is also on our team with the green aura. The one with the long hair, Pendulum said that was her in another life. I don't know the time period. My daughter was guessing the 20s, but I just don't know on that one. The one with the Jim Morrison energy. Now, she was pretty cool. Her hair was like that shag cut, dark with like bits of curls and flips. She was slender and looked like she was wearing, honestly, like those 70s leather jackets, real slender though. The son, he had more of a full beard and bigger hair. He kind of reminded me of like a Jesus looking guy, Now this is what I'm saying. I could feel that he was from the 60s, that he was a hippie, that he lived on a commune, and that he lived in America. So I don't know if she, with her husband, moved to America sometime after World War I or after World War II. Like I think he lived both war that time period. I don't know when they would have moved, but I did get that he lived on a commune, that it probably was somewhat religious, but I don't know that it was traditional religion, like just Christian or whatever. It might have been more spiritual, just spiritual. The ETs. Now, I did see them. I didn't see them real clearly. I have drawn similar ones to them before, though, and they have light green skin. They're only 2.5, 3 feet tallish. they are made from earth energy. They are in hollow earth, and they have pointy ears. The ones I drew before had long hair, straight hair. These ones didn't have hair. So I don't know why they were sort of hiding a little bit. They were not letting me see them too good. And that's where it makes me wonder, how much sometimes they're really sensitive about like whether we're going to judge them, or be scared of them or, whatever. They're pretty sensitive. So I do totally blind readings for people. And I don't know. I don't know how open somebody's going to be to having, an arachnid spirit guide or an ET spirit guide or, or any of this, or even if they, are going to be open to hearing that they had multiple lives and their selves are their spirit guide, from another life. That's sometimes it could be, it is a blind read, and I don't know how any of this ever is going to hit. So let me share the drawing that I did. So this is the guide. I drew him when he was younger. He was a good-looking guy. He was a loving, friendly person, like I said already. I sort of put it in a period-looking frame because I wanted to draw him in black and white, just because, that's how he would have been photographed back then. Or I don't even know when cameras were invented, but I did see the butterfly. It kind of looked magical. That's why I was asking if it was a fairy. I get that it wasn't a fairy, that it was, it's a spirit animal on her team. And it's a really good one to have. I haven't actually seen one as a spirit guide before, but they are about metamorphism, transforming, lots of good qualities. And the owl, I put an owl up there just to throw in some of the spirit animals. And I added that background color that was, her main guide's aura. So that's why it's there. Now I share things like the aura color and how or where on your body you're going to feel your guide, because I understand that we all get information differently. And so if you were to close your eyes and see that color, then you're going to know which guide might be there, as opposed to, the woman with the fuchsia aura, or the 70s woman with the blue aura. So anyway, I do include that in case you see the color or you feel it, like, people sometimes get the tingles on their arms or something around in the head or cheek area, like the heart. That one is a really good one. When I said that she could feel this guide in the chest, it felt like the heart just fills with love. And so when I type this up and I send all this information to the client, and of course I don't know how it's going to hit or if any of it will resonate at all. I love to hear confirmations. Some of my clients have told me that they have seen the guides either before or after I told them about it, and so that was a confirmation. This person actually has seen these aura colors and feels that chest filling with love. And she also already felt like she had a connection to earth and nature energy, which was those little green guys. So that was nice because she probably is like an empath and feels. And, when you see the colors, I mean, that is just part of clairvoyance. That's a way to get information. And the more you do it, maybe the more you'll see. So, anyone who does a more consistent meditation practice can grow all these abilities of feeling, hearing, seeing. There's other ones, smelling, tasting, and knowing. So all of those things can be expanded on with a meditation practice, raising your vibration, and that kind of thing. So I think that was kind of it. I am still watching predictions about the upcoming election, and I've got my two sides to see who's saying who's going to win. And I'm curious about, you know, what's going to happen there as far as like how are they going to address, if they pick the wrong candidate, or are they going to delete the post entirely or what, you know. Some of them are really quite sure. So it'll be interesting. Uh, Otherwise, so I think that's it. I'm all caught up. I'm going to be going out of town next weekend, and I'm really excited about that. And who knows, maybe doing some CE5 with my friend out in Texas. So I just want to thank everyone who spent some time watching any of this, and I hope that anything I say helps you with your own abilities. And you can contact me if you'd like to order spirit guide art. I did reduce my prices for a while just to get some more practice. And I'm still working on my deck of cards. So when I'm not busy, that's what I also need to get cranking on. I'm getting close, but it's, you run out of steam. So you got to just push through. All right, everyone. So thanks for watching. And I hope everyone has a beautiful weekend.